We just lived through the most significant week in technological history, and most people didn't even notice. The barrier between science fiction and reality didn't just blur this week, it completely shattered. If you think the world looks the same as it did 7 days ago, you are in for a massive shock. We aren't just looking at incremental updates or slightly faster phones anymore. We are looking at a fundamental rewrite of what it means to be human and how we interact with the physical universe. This week, 10 breakthroughs were announced that sound like they were ripped straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster, and they are about to change your life forever. Let's count down the 10 breakthroughs that prove we are officially living in the future. Number 10, the silicon mind. This week, researchers successfully integrated a biological neural network with a digital AI processor. We are not talking about a computer simulation of a brain. We are talking about actual, living brain cells grown in a lab that have been fused with a silicon chip to process data in real time. It is the birth of what scientists call wetware. Imagine a computer that doesn't just calculate code, but actually thinks and learns with the same organic complexity as a human. This isn't just a faster processor. It is the first step toward a true hybrid intelligence where biology and technology become one. But it gets even crazier. Number 9, the sky is no longer a limit. Forget the concept of traffic jams and road construction. A major aerospace startup just received official flight certification for the world's first mass-producible flying car. But here is the kicker. It doesn't require a pilot's license or a runway. It is fully autonomous and capable of vertical takeoff and landing right from your driveway. This isn't a prototype for billionaires to play with. This is the official rollout of a transportation network that makes the very concept of roads look like a relic of the Middle Ages. Soon, your morning commute will involve gliding over buildings at 100 miles per hour while you sip your coffee. Number 8, holograms you can feel. We have seen 3D projections before, but this week, a laboratory in Japan showcased something that feels like magic: haptic holography. Using focused ultrasonic waves and laser plasma, they have created a 3D image that you can actually touch and interact with. If you reach out to grab a holographic object, your hand actually stops. You feel the texture, the weight, and the resistance. This turns every screen in your life into a physical interface. The internet is no longer something you just look at on a flat pane of glass. It is something you can step into and physically manipulate. Imagine shopping online and actually feeling the fabric of a shirt before you buy it. Number 7, the battery that never dies. For decades, the world has been waiting for the solid-state battery revolution to save us from the limitations of lithium-ion. This week, it finally happened. A major manufacturer announced a production-ready solid-state battery that can charge from 0 to 80% in under 5 minutes and last for over 1 million miles of use. This effectively kills the internal combustion engine overnight. But think bigger. It means your phone will last for a week on a single charge, and your laptop might never need to be plugged in during its entire lifespan. The global energy crisis isn't just being managed, it is being solved by a piece of hardware the size of a deck of cards. Number 6, printing life. Doctors just successfully transplanted a 3D printed organ made entirely from the patient's own biological cells. No more donor list. No more years of waiting. No more rejection drugs that destroy your immune system. This week's breakthrough proved that we can now manufacture complex, functioning biological structures on demand. In 10 years, if your heart or your lungs begin to fail, you won't pray for a miracle donor. You will just go to the hospital and have a new one printed using your own genetic code. We are moving from the era of traditional medicine into the era of biological engineering, where the human body is treated like a machine with replaceable parts. Number 5, the star in a jar. For the first time in history, a nuclear fusion reactor maintained a stable, high-energy plasma for over an hour, producing significantly more energy than it consumed. This is the holy grail of physics: clean, limitless, and nearly free energy with zero radioactive waste. It is literally the power of a star captured inside a magnetic bottle. This week marks the moment we stopped dreaming about infinite power and started building the actual infrastructure to distribute it. When energy becomes free, everything else in society changes, from the cost of food to the way we build cities. Number 4, the robot coworker. A global logistics giant just deployed a fleet of humanoid robots that don't just follow a pre-programmed script. These machines use generative AI to learn by watching humans. You show the robot how to fold a box or sort a complex shelf once, and it masters the task instantly. These aren't the clunky, jerky machines of the past. They move with fluid, human-like precision and can navigate unpredictable environments. We are seeing the end of manual labor as we know it. The question is no longer if robots will take over repetitive tasks, but what will humans choose to do when we no longer have to work for survival? Number 3. Quantum supremacy in your pocket. A research team just shrunk a quantum processor down to the size of a standard microchip. Until now, quantum computers needed massive liquid nitrogen cooling systems and entire rooms of hardware. Now that power can fit in a desktop computer. This means the computing power that once took a supercomputer 1,000 years to process can now be done in seconds on a consumer device. This will accelerate drug discovery, climate modeling, and artificial intelligence by a factor of 1 billion. We are about to solve problems that we didn't even have the language to describe a week ago. Number 2, reversing the clock. This is perhaps the most controversial breakthrough of all. Scientists have successfully reversed cellular aging in a living organism using a new gene editing cocktail. They didn't just slow down the aging process, they actually reset the cell's biological age to a younger state. The experimental subjects saw their vision restored, their muscle mass return, and their cognitive functions sharpen. The implications are staggering. We are looking at the first real evidence that aging is not an inevitability, but a biological condition that can be treated, managed, and eventually cured. The concept of being forever young is moving out of the realm of myth and into the clinical laboratory. And finally, number 1, the global brain. This week, the first direct brain-to-brain communication link was established across the ocean. Using non-invasive neural headsets, one person thought of a specific concept, and another person on a different continent received that exact thought instantaneously without a single word being spoken or typed. No screens, no keyboards, no language barriers. Just pure, unadulterated information transfer from one mind to another. This is the beginning of the hive mind. It is the ultimate evolution of the internet, a direct, seamless connection between human consciousness. We are standing on the precipice of a new era where the things we once called impossible are now just the headlines of a single Tuesday. The world is changing faster than our brains are wired to understand, and science fiction has officially become the morning news. The only question left is, how will you choose to live in a world where the only limit is your imagination?